What's good, gamers? So today we're doing a deck showcase. I haven't really had a chance to do much deck profiles for this new set. I started a new job literally the week that this new set came out. So to be completely honest with you, I haven't even had time really to learn much of these. So I'm going to be kind of learning at the same time that we do this for a lot of these. So what we're going to do, I had people from my Discord send me lists for a bunch of the new decks from the latest set, right? Like Mermail, for example, or Evil Heroes, etc., etc. But this video is more so just meant to kind of be an introduction to a lot of these decks, and also just a cool little showcase of all the new stuff, including some more like, you know, niche picks, like interesting things you can do with the new cards. It's not just going to be the new decks. It's also going to be old decks that, you know, found new ways to play, such as like Punk, for example. And of course, you know, with the release of Lacrima, a lot of new things get enabled. The Fiendsmith engine becomes a true combo off of just the Moon now. You don't need another body to do a combo off of Moon. This card alone really enables many different decks to play the Fiendsmith engine a lot better. Even though Fiendsmith engine no longer has, you know, the stupid stuff with Beatrice and everything, it's really, I'm grateful that it doesn't, because this engine has gotten a lot better in a way, thanks to Lacrima now being in the game. So we're going to check out a lot of different decks. And while we're talking about Lacrima, guys, you should check out my merch. We have a Lacrima shirt. Look, man, some people told me that the text was a little sussy. I think you guys are overthinking it, but we do have another new color for it, the black with hot pink. So if you guys think that, you know, a shirt that says God Cream on it is too sussy, maybe check out the hot pink version of the Lacrima shirt. 50% of all profits on the merch are going to be going to my good friend JSB, who helped me and basically drew the design after I made him start over and over and over again. But I've already talked about this a couple of times. We got a lot to go through in this video, so let's just get into all those replays. All right, so we're going to start off with the deck I was really curious about, which is Evil Hero Fiendsmith. Now, you don't actually need to play Fiendsmith with Evil Heroes, but with the new support, Evil Hero Fiendsmith is really solid. Pokemon Trader did tell me that, you know, you can get much more ceiling out of the hero stuff if you play pure, but that he decided to go more so for something where you kind of just get to keep playing thanks to the, you know, Fiendsmith engine, among other things. And the replay he sent is for going second, because he feels like that's kind of what Hero is bringing to the table for a Fiendsmith type of deck. You know, just being able to bait a bunch of interruption, you know, destroy the board and go for game pretty easily. So anyway, I don't want to talk about this too long, but we're going to check out the cards in action. Let's go see a replay. Okay, so here we go. And he did say we're going second, so let's check it out here. We have Ghost Ogre, Engraver, Hero List. That's a pretty crazy hand. And we're playing against, yeah, presumably Math Mech here. So grabbing Diameter, going Circular, send Sigma, activate Diameter by normal summoning, bring back the Sigma. We get to search with our Circular, grab a Super Factorial, go into an Allen Version, detach 2 materials to search our addition here. We're going to go for Sigma in the grave, special summon it from the grave, go into a Splash Mage effect, bring back the Circular from the graveyard, use it to make ourselves a Link Decoder. Then we can go for these two and make a Transcode Talker, trigger the Decoder, bring it back from the grave, Transcode, bring back Splash Mage. With Splash Mage and Transcode, Decode, we can go into a Heat Soul, special our addition, and use all of our links plus that to make a Dark Fluid. They're going to go for Dark Fluid effect. We're going to go Ghost Ogre. They're going to try to negate with Allen Version, and we're just going to imperm the Allen Version. Okay, so yeah, sorry, I forgot that we had the Omni Negate on him from Diameter. Anyway, we go Hero Liz, gets Ashed. We get to go for Triple Tactics Talent, draw 2, activate Tract, search our, activate Engraver, search our Tract. They're going to go for Super Fact, bring back 3 monsters from the grave, make a Laplacian. They're going to go Laplacian here, detach. Oh my god, they discarded our Ash. We're lucky. We're going to go for Tract. They're going to negate Tract. That's all good. We're going to normal summon Dead End Prison, send Necrom banish, summon the Infernal Rider, search our Dark Fusion, go Dark Fusion, summon. Oh my god, she's here. Evil Hero, Inferno Wing, backfire, search the Dark Contract, shuffle back 2 to make ourselves a Evil Hero Malicious Bane. Bane activates. They're gonna negate Malicious Bane. We're gonna go for Evil Hero Adusted Gold, activate Vicious Claws in hand, special summon it. Get the shuffle back here to summon our Engraver, since Adusted Gold is a light fiend. Make ourselves a Requiem, summon Lacrima, send it to the grave the Engraver. Make ourselves a Fiendsmith sequence, shuffle back 3, make ourselves a Desiree, go into Agnum Day, and then we can go for the the Desiree effect to shuffle back the back row, and we're just gonna, you know, beat into our opponent here. And in main phase 2, we make ourselves a Verte Anaconda, bring back the Desiree, I don't know why we didn't do that earlier. Maybe I missed something, some kind of detail. It's not really a big deal. We probably have it locked down now. With Verte, we can make ourselves a DPE. We're passing on DPE plus a triple Omni into 2 cards. That's probably game, you know? That probably will do it. So a really good replay from Pokemon Trainer here. Let's check out the next one. All right, and this next one here would be Mermail, and we really do need to talk about this deck. This is one that I knew as soon as it was announced that I'm probably not going to be making a deck profile on. I really don't like Mermail. I never did. I just find it very, very lame. I don't like the strategy. He said that this is less degenerate than like the super degen, just hand loop the entire hand, but this is still like hand loop 2 and set up a barrier statue. Like, it's not a super nice, I guess. I don't know how to say it. I mean, honestly, I'm just a hater, to be honest. I've played degen decks myself. I'm not saying it's any worse than other things I've played. I just don't really like Mermail. I don't like the art. I don't like the play style. I don't like much about it, but it is really, really good. Kind of OP and kind of annoying. So let's just go watch this BOD, I guess. Like, I know this is going to be super broken. But yeah, let's check out the replay. Oh, also let me mention that these lists are all going to be linked in the description if you want to copy them to build the decks. Here we have Squad, we have Ferulia, we have Deep Sea Diva. Start off with Diva, no hand traps, feels bad, man. Go Neptibus, Neptibus send Atlantean Dragons to search, and then Atlantean Dragons, which was sent for cost, by the way. This card doesn't even send to the grave as effect. It sends a searcher for cost. So this card searches 2. This card is better than Pot of Greed. It's absurd. It's absurd, man. So we go Deep Sea Minstrel here. Discard itself in another water. We get to look at our opponent's hand. You get to look at your opponent's hand and discard a card from it. And it's that easy. You have a Pot of Greed. Dude, I hate this deck, okay? I hate this deck, okay? You have a Pot of Greed monster, and it gets to look at your opponent's hand and discard a card from it. It's Pot of Greed and Delinquent Duo type shit. No, Forceful Sentry. Still, just why? Why? And you also get a summon here because we discarded a Shadow Squad. We get to summon Abyss Pike, grab ourselves a Atlantean Spirit, special out the Poseidra, and then we get to go for our graveyard effect, summon out Atlantean Dragoons, make ourselves a Bahamut Shark. Thankfully, no Totally Awesome in this game. I'm really glad about that. La Virtue gets summoned here. We get to search Mullen Glacia, loop another card because, and another 3 cards. Never mind, it's 3 hand loops. Okay, we're going to use these 2 here, go into a Anemone, you know, special from the grave, our squad, and then discard and trigger Dragoons again because, oh yeah, forgot to mention that. This search is not once per turn. Forgot to mention that. So cool. Bring back Prince, make ourselves a Dragite, go for Poseidra, use these 2, go into Neptibus, get to trigger the Poseidra, and basically get a Flamberge effect here because why not? Why the hell not? Deep Sea Minstrel, mill 3. Shuffle back the Barrier Statue. Go into a Coral Dragon. And we make ourselves a Deep Sea Prima Donna. Get to trigger Coral. Get a draw. Prima Donna. Shuffle back. Add back to their hand their banished card so that we can summon our Barrier Statue. I guess we don't really care because the card that we banish from their hand isn't really that worrisome for us. So yeah, so we have a Barrier Statue, a spell negates this dude, which I actually don't even know what this card does. Actually, I'm gonna read it really quick. Yeah, Ultimate Slayer, very nice animation. Your opponent cannot target water monsters with your water monsters this card points to with card effects. So it's like an elf protection. And if a water monster is sent to the grave, you can take an Abyss equip spell from your deck or grave. And oh, okay, I see. So basically, if yeah, so this will get to equip that spell that negates a monster, I guess. I'm not sure if that's the one you're running in the deck. I didn't notice. But anyway, they're going to go here for We're playing Tri-Brigade? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Going for Mecha, we're going to negate the Widow Anchor here. They're going to go for Pydra. And now they go to battle phase, probably to beat over our statue. We're just going to trigger our heavy infantry and pop and win. Yeah. And that was the not degen version. That's the crazy thing. Man, this deck just came out. I already wanted to get hit. I usually don't do that, but man, I really, really don't like this deck. Like, I think this is like really annoying design, man. Whatever, it is what it is. We're just gonna move on. But hopefully that was pretty useful to give you an introduction to the engine. You know, I'm not gonna be making a dedicated deck profile about this deck because I just genuinely hate it. Like, I don't want to spend my UR dust on it. I actually despise this strategy. Anyway, moving on. All right, and this next one is coming in from Icarus, and it's, Punk Fiendsmith. Now, I've been playing Punk Fiendsmith. My list is a little bit different, but quite similar at the end of the day, and I do really, really like this deck. This is one that I might still end up making a deck profile on, but by the time I make the deck profile, it will probably be too late, and no one's gonna watch it, because usually if I don't make a deck profile the week that a box came out, it's not doing very good, and that's fine. That's okay. I can accept that. I'll probably still do it just because I'm really enjoying the deck. I got to master rank literally today with this deck, and I think it's really solid. But for today, we're gonna check out Icarus's list and their replay just to make sure that this is a pretty all-inclusive deck showcase. I gotta say though, Fiendsmith with the new Punk stuff is really amazing. This new card Scales is fantastic. It is kind of rough because Punk still has the issue of getting super awkward hands. That really is still there. That's why I wouldn't really put Punk anywhere above like top of Rogue, even with the new support. Maybe low tier 3 at absolute best. It's just because the hands can still be really awkward. Rising Scale, while it is a very strong extender, it also kind of serves, it kind of feels like a lot of your random one-ofs in this deck, where like if you draw this without any Punk cards, it's not doing anything for you. If you draw Madame Spider without any other Punk cards, it's kind of rough. Foxy Tune is great, Ogre Dance is great, but sometimes you'll get hit on your Xiamine and you don't get to see access to your other engine stuff, and you're just kind of stuck there. It's not every hand, but it's happened enough that I know, yeah, this deck still has hand issues for sure. It's still really good. It's just those awkward one-ofs and Scales kind of being useless unless you have access to other Punk cards, making it feel not quite up there, even though when you get going, it definitely is amazing. And this card being able to special summon itself and special from your deck, it's crazy extension. Anyway, I'm yapping a lot. I've been really enjoying this deck, so I have things to say about this one, but I guess I can hold on to that for the actual deck profile. We're gonna go check out the replay here, see how Icarus plays it. I probably played a little bit different. I've been mostly using my Fiendsmith engine to force Nib or go into Caesar without even using the links much at all. So I'm really curious how Icarus is going to play it here. So we're going for Xiamine, searching Rising Scale, go into Almirage. Oh yeah, this is a cool combo. So you go Almirage, then you can banish your Xiamine to summon Scale, summon the Shirauki. Shirakusai, my bad. And then we make an Amazing Dragon, bring back our Shirakusai from the grave with Amazing Dragon. See, I've never done this line ever. This is never how I play the deck. This is a really cool way to do it too. Very different from the way I play it though. And then we can use any extra deck Punk monster to make our monster negate XCs. By the way, Royal Punk Jam Fever is super sexy. Shout out Icarus for that. That's fire. But yeah, you can use any of your extra deck Punk monsters to just make a 1 material Jam Fever, and then you get a monster negate. So this is another way to play around Nib. I was talking about when I have the Fiendsmith engine, I'll just start with the Fiendsmith engine and kind of force out Nib or go into Caesar early. But this is another kind of way to do it, is like as soon as you land this guy, you don't have to think about Nibiru anymore. And I've actually been able to play through Nibiru quite a bit thanks to the new support in Punk. If you hold on to your extenders, before you make your monster negate, you might be able to still land a pretty decent board through a couple of hand traps, which wasn't really the case for Punk before. So anyway, here we go. We can go for Emergency Teleport, summon out the Wagon, activate Wagon, search the Jam Extreme Sessions, and then we're going to go for Shirakusai to make our fusion, paying 600 life points. We'll get to use our Extreme Sessions and get a free draw. Nice hand trap there. And then we get to special out the Deer Note as well as the Xiamine to make ourselves a Dragite. Oh yeah, this is a totally different playstyle from mine. Bring back the Shirakusai, banish the Deer Note here to summon out the Madame Spider. And yeah, I will say, me personally, I don't run the Madame Spider because it's another one-of I don't want to see. I don't want to run the trap either. I've already had issues with one-of, so I don't really believe in running this stuff. I'm not saying it's bad. I can see the argument for it, especially into Max C. There's definitely pros and cons, but personally, I just don't run it. Anyway, we're going to use these two here, and we're going to link into Moon of the Closed Something and go into Fiendsmith Requiem, send to the grave, summon out the Lacrima, send Engraver effect in the grave, shuffle back Moon, bring back the Engraver, use these two, go into a sequence effect, shuffle back 2 and make Lacrima. See, I don't really agree with this either. And this, again, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be, I don't think I'm like better at playing this deck or anything like that. It's just like, there's just plays that I do so different here. Are we even, okay, we don't even run Necroquip. See, I feel like you should could run Necroquip because there's so many Punk cards that discard. Me with my Lacrima there, I would have definitely equipped the Requiem, made a Necroquip, and then like activated Ogre Dance just to get a free draw off Necroquip, you know what I mean? But that's whatever. Not a big deal. Still really solid plays, don't get me wrong. I really don't want it to sound like I'm really not saying you're playing it wrong. It's just like we have a different play style. There's clearly many ways to play this style of deck. So anyway, bring back the Lurie here, use these guys to go Appaloosa. That's really crazy. See, I don't even do that. That sounds really, really good, actually. I might try this. So yeah, we're passing on Appo. We have Fever. We have Adamancipator Risen Dragite. Really interesting. And then we're playing against White Forest. So I mean, we've got plenty of interruption. We should be doing pretty good here. They're going to go for Rusia. We're going to activate Appaloosa. They're going to go for Ghost Ogre, which they should have just done earlier unless they just drew it. But yeah, we're going to negate that, and we're going to negate their spell, and then we're just going to win. I mean, really good showcase of a full combo for the deck. I want to take a look at this list again for a little bit here, just because, like, I'm very curious about the differences in the extra. Yeah, so running 2 Amazing Dragon, which makes a lot of sense if you want to make use of the Amazing Dragon special from Grave effect. Normally, I really just use Amazing Dragon for the bounce effect on opponent's turn, so I just run 1, but I totally see the point of running 2. It's just it makes the extra deck feel really tight. Like, I really want to be able to run Necroquip. I want to have a bit more, you know, room for expression with my Fiendsmith side of the deck. I don't even run Dragite, and I run Caesar instead of Appaloosa. Still, I'm not even saying my list is better at all. I actually think this list is great, and it's, you know, it's doing its game plan as it should, so I'm definitely not hating. But yeah, just interesting little differences in playstyle. Shout out Icarus. This is a good replay. Cool deck. Let's move on. All right, so this one here is more so just to showcase how some of the new Fiendsmith stuff helps a lot of decks that already could use the Fiendsmith engine do even better. So this is coming in from P.U.N.K, and something really interesting about the way P.U.N.K builds decks is basically P.U.N.K plays both TCG and Master Duel, and the lists are meant to be legal in both formats. So obviously that means that it's not going to be necessarily optimal in Master Duel, not necessarily optimal in TCG either. But P.U.N.K did really, really good in MDC Cup with Vaalmonica, actually getting Vaalmonica on the Master Duel meta tier list back during the first MDC Cup. So it's not really a terrible strategy. It will like help you have more consistency in your plays. When the lists you're practicing in Master Duel and in the real life card game are the same, you're going to have just a lot more experience and way less likeliness of like messing up your plays. So if you're seeing no maxi or like weird ratios that you have questions about, it's because of that. We're here, we're trying to have both lists. Well, we're trying to have the list be legal in 2 different formats, which I find really interesting. And also the reason that we're checking out this deck is because we're making use of the new Fiendsmith Fusion, which is, you know, unaffected by card effects except Fiendsmith cards while equipped with a Fiendsmith equipped spell. And you can discard a card, send 1 Light Fiend monster from your deck or extract to the grave. If this card is sent to the grave, target 1 other Fiendsmith card in your grave or banishment, add it to your hand. I haven't seen this card used once yet, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing this replay and seeing how it comes up, why it's worth running, because I don't really see it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really see it. But I don't know any better. I'm not a Vaalmonica player. And Vaalmonica, of course, has really access to the Fiendsmith engine as well, thanks to their Link 1 being a light fiend. So this should be pretty interesting. We're starting off here with Lacrima. We have Engraver, Fiendsmith in Paradise, 3 traps. This is kind of a like rough hand, honestly. I feel like we're seeing too many Fiendsmith cards, so not exactly ideal, but I am curious how it's going to go. So anyway, they're going to go for Primera here. We're going to go for Imperm. Does Imperm end the turn? Hell no, because they have Horus Engine here playing I haven't seen Horus Centurion in a minute. This is still a solid way to play Centurion, honestly. So we're going to go for Auxilla, grab the field spell. We're going to activate our Sarcophagus again. Wow, we're not even using the field spell. We're not going to put the... Oh, okay, that's weird. Why not just... We had so much more that we could do if we just used the field spell. Did we not... Did we... What? Okay. Anyway, sorry. So we ended up drawing... Wait, did we... Okay, we drew Demono. Okay, that's good. So anyway, we're going to go for our Fiendsmith package here. They're going to summon out their Primero. We're going to activate our Desiree, shuffle back our Engraver to remove the Auxilla. They're going to go for their field spell and everything, you know, go for a Crimson Dragon, do the whole shebang. But since we removed their level 12 Synchro, they don't get to actually target a level 12 Synchro, thankfully, with the Crimson Dragon. So we don't have to deal with Blazer. They do get every single effect from their Horus cards, which is kind of whack. So I think this guy, gives like targeting protection or something. Yeah, for attacks or effects, that's disgusting. All right, so we're gonna go for tracked here. Grab Lurry, discard Lurry. Lurry in the grave, activate, special summon it from the graveyard. Go into our Link 1 Fiendsmith Requiem effect. Summon out the Engraver. Normal summon the Lacrima. Send Engraver to the grave. Make ourselves a Fiendsmith sequence. Trigger Engraver. Shuffle back Lurry. Special Engraver from the graveyard. Activate Requiem. Equip it to Engraver. Engraver. Send the Crimson and the Requiem to the grave. Shuffle back 2 here to summon ourselves a Rex Tremende. Oh yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah, so we can send the Desiree early, and then that way we can easily summon the Rex Tremende using the Desiree in the grave. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool. So here we get to discard our Vaalmonica creation to send a Lurry to the grave. Then we get to go. What did we do here? We went. Okay, we're just going for a Link summon. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But what did Vaalmonica creation do in the grave? I didn't know. If this card is sent from the hand or field to the grave, you can place a resonance counter on 1 card. Okay, that's kind of whatever. So basically this one has 3 resonance counters now. Okay, that's cool. So anyway, we're going to go for Agnum Day here, targeting our Rex Tremende. And we're going to equip it, I guess, with Agnum Day. It's now 4,800. Rex Tremende, add back the Fiendsmith pair. Oh, I see. So now we have a Towers. We have an unaffected 6,000 attack monster on the field, and we have a level 7 or higher Light Fiend, which means at any given moment we can just send all cards our opponent controls to the graveyard if we decide to just set this. Interesting. So now we can go into our oh, that's right, I forgot about that too. Our Vaalmonica Link monsters don't need Vaalmonica monsters to be summoned. They just need an effect monster. They're very generic. So we can remove 3 resonance counters from our Pendulum Zone, and this card can make 3 attacks. Well, that kind of doesn't matter, does it? We can't even attack these dudes. Wait, we can? Did this... Oh, is it because it's unaffected? Oh, yeah, because it's the monsters that can't target. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's cool. See, like, P.U.N.K is on another level with decks like this, man. Like, what the hell are we doing here? This is really cool. So they're going for Imseti, grab a Sarcophagus, summon out the Imseti. So really, they're just kind of playing the can we out a Towers game here. And they have the tools to do it, maybe? I don't even know. I don't even know really what they can do about it. Phalanx, you know, bring back the Auxilla. You know, they're going to do a lot. They're going to build a lot of advantage here, but what are they going to do with it? Okay, so put back the Trudea. We get to go Fiendsmith in Paradise. Oh my goodness, bro. Oh my goodness, dude. That's crazy. The amount of plussing we just did there is nuts. That was the nastiest use of Fiendsmith in Paradise I've ever seen. That's actually crazy as hell. Okay, so Desiree, Requiem, go to battle and just close it out. Dude, that was a really good replay. Shout out P.U.N.K. Thanks for sending this. Thanks for wow, I can't speak. Thank you for sending it in. All right, moving on. All right, this next one here coming in from Maz is the only deck playing any Argostars cards at all that we got submitted. And honestly, I don't blame people because this deck is not very good, bro. Well, not the deck. Sorry, I don't mean Maz's deck. I just mean like Argostar is not good, bro. If you read these cards, they're like terrible. They're actually really bad. But, you know, Maz said that you only need one of this and that you can bridge into it using the Invoke engine or I'm not sure what he means by that actually. Wait a minute, let me read that again. I was thinking of Alistair, but he meant MX Saber Invoker. So we're using MX Saber Invoker to get into Argostar's plays. I see. And then we have some continuous traps in here. Okay, I'm not copying that. Let's check it out. Yeah, sorry, kind of a disaster of a deck showcase sequence, but surely the replay showcase will go a lot better. So here we have Itelli, Deer Note in hand. You hate to see it. We're going to start off with a Xiamine here to grab a Rising Scales. By the way, running just 1 Scales. Okay, we're going to summon out the Deer Note here, get to go for Rising Scales, special, and special out the Wagon, grab the Punk Extreme Jam Session, go into a Punk Jam Dragon Drive to search, and we get to bring back our Wagon from the grave with the Deer Note. We get to search a Psychic Tracker, interesting search there, and we get to go into a Jam Fever summon the Psychic Tracker to make MX Saber Invoker, summon out the Argostars. Argostars banish itself to set 2 Argostar more continuous traps on the field. I mean, place them, not set them, my bad. And now we're going to discard a card to summon the lightning. We get to trigger our shit, banish, special summon our ogre dance from the grave, and go into a moon here. Sorry, I need to read these traps. What do they even do? This is a monster right now. Once per turn, quick effect. You can place this. Okay. You can discard a card, special discard as an effect monster. Then you can also add one Argostar's card from your deck to your hand, and we added the field spell. Once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points. Add an Argostar's card from your grave or banish to the hand. Each time a continuous trap in the trap zone is special summon to your field and inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Once per chain, if a continuous trap activates its effect in your monster zone while you have a banished Argostar's monster, you can target a face-up card your opponent controls. Negate its effects until the end of the turn. Okay, this part is good. This is the good effect of the entire engine. This is the one good effect. Okay, I get it. That's cool. That's a good effect. So summon out the Lacrima here, send the Engraver, shuffle back the Moon, summon out the Engraver, use these two. We can go into a Fiendsmith sequence, shuffle back two, go into a Lacrima. We've been saying that a lot today. Lacrima, bring back the Engrava, and we're going to go into a High King Caesar, summon out our trap here, use that trap plus the link to go into a Silhouette Rabbit, set up the statue. Ooh, Statue of Anguish pattern. If this card is special summoned from your spell and trap zone to the monster zone, while this card is a monster, you can target one card on the field, destroy it. This is a good card. This is a good card. And plus we have this, right? So I guess we get a pop and a negate with this one here. Not sure. So anyway, add back our Argostar's trap, set a couple of cards. This is a pretty respectable setup, right? We have the effect of this card here, which is going to give us basically a non-negate off of our field spell, and it's a once per chain thing, right? So I think, do we get to use this a couple times in a turn? I would hope so. I feel like you probably do, so that's pretty damn good. So they're going to go for Alibur here. Alibur Surge. They're going to go for Serenir. We're just going to negate Serenir. They're going to go for Branded in a High Spirits Search. And yeah, Serenir is still negated. We're going to go shuffle back. You know, they send to the grave. They summon out the kit. We're going to put back the Argostars in the back row, which allows us to omni-negate the kit. Then we're going to go for Statue of Anguish pattern. They get a bit of burn. We get 2 burns. We get a pop off of the Statue of Anguish pattern. And that allows us to trigger the effect of Argostars negating the Alibur. So that's really cool. What I'm seeing here is the way that this resolves, it's going to be really hard to use a card like this to make this negate a card on activation. You know, like it's like you're not going to be really negating Branded Fusion using this card as far as I can tell, because it's like I'm guessing it's after the thing resolves, kind of like, well, not kind of like similar to how the Kashtira monsters work, right? Where it's not like you don't get to banish in response. It's like a monster activates its effects, and then after that resolves, you get the Fenrir effect to banish, right? So it seems pretty hard to like negate, say, Branded Fusion. Obviously, we have Ash here. So, wait, what? Oh, yeah, we had Caesar for it. Either way, honestly, this looked a lot better than I expected. Of course, you have to run a lot of bricks. That will make your hand kind of rough and stuff like that. But I'm kind of surprised, actually, by how good the field spell is. I didn't really pay much attention to it, but now I understand this is really like the main game plan, it seems, of the whole engine, is to start negating a bunch of cards using the field spell and just kind of like, you know, rotating your continuous traps and stuff. It's very interesting. I see that Moz opted for a 50 card list just because he didn't want to draw these cards too often, which is very valid. But yeah, honestly, not as bad as I expected. Still kind of awkward, but I can kind of see the vision now. I kind of see what you're trying to do with this engine. And also, if you wanted to try Argostars and you have Punk and you have Fiendsmith, this is probably the cheapest way to do it, because this card is a UR, but you only need one of it, and then you just run these cards and the field spell, right? And you're kind of good to go. So yeah, it's not really budget, right? Because it's like 2 expensive engines, but they're popular engines that a lot of people have. So if you ever wanted to give Argonauts or Argostars, sorry, a try, maybe give this a shot. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. All right, and this next one is coming in from Bidoof, and it is Goblin Punk. So, you know, we're seeing a lot of Punk in this video, but I just think it's interesting because most people now, when you hear Goblin, you think of Goblin Fiendsmith, but Goblin Punk is definitely a thing, especially with the new support. It probably makes a lot of sense. The boards are probably super nasty for this deck, so I kind of just want to see the deck wombo combo off. I don't think there's too much to say here. If you're familiar with Goblin even a little bit and with Punk, you already know these decks have like a lot of different synergies just because of like Punk being a good rank 3 engine, similar to how it was used with Gold Pride. So I'm sure this is like super solid. Probably gets some real awkward hands at times because both engines have some awkward one-ups. But I'd say the Goblin engine is actually a bit more, like a bit better at not getting awkward hands than the Punk engine. So maybe it'll balance it out. Let's check out the replay though. I just want to see the Wombo combo. Shout out Bidu for sending it in. I always forget to include his lists whenever he submits for these videos, so I made a point to do it this time around. So here we go. We've got, you know, Goblin, we got Doug Charger, we got Cattle Sploder, and we got Ogre Dance. So starting off with the Ogre Dance here, and we have to normal summon Ziamine. This is where it's scary, right? I guess with a deck like this, it's like if bro had a negate, like you were just passing on Droll Maxi Ziamine here, which is kind of rough. But you know, it's okay. They didn't have the hand trap, so we get to summon the Shirakusai, go into a Rising Carp, special 2. We get to search ourselves a Extreme Jam Sessions, use these two, go into a Jam Dragon Drive, activate. Then we get to bring back the Wagon with Deer Note, go into a search a Madame Spider, draw into Itelli is crazy, normal the Madame Spider, make ourselves our monster negate, go for Madame Spider, search our trap, use these two, go into a Gabonga, search the Doug Charger, detach from Gabonga, special Doug Charger, search the Grand Entrance, make ourselves an Xyz Armor Fortress, detach to search the full armored Xyz. Then we can go for our spell here, search Gone Wild, detach to summon out the Clatter Sploder, bring back the Gabonga from the grave, activate the Grand, what the heck is even this card? I don't even know what this is. Goblin Biker Grand Bash. Haven't seen anyone play this. You can target 2 goblin monsters you control, then activate one of these effects. Make the level of one of monster. Okay, so you're just making them both level 6 to be able to easily summon Crazy Beast. That's kind of cute. So we set 3, and then we get our Gabonga to attach a Gone Wild. So on opponent's turn, what we get here, we'll have our full armored Xyz to go into our Suckman. We'll have our Joruri, which is a monster negate, basically an Imperm. We have another monster negate here. We get to suck a back row, detaching 2 materials, which will allow us also to attach a material with Gabonga. And we also have the Gone Wild. Do we have a way to detach the Gone Wild on opponent's turn? During your opponent's main phase, yeah, so we'll get to go Clatter Sploder, detach the Gone Wild. So we have like a ton of interruption actually going on here. This is really, really good. So anyway, we're gonna end our turn here. They're gonna go for Druisworm. We're gonna chain Crazy Beast to Druisworm, targeting our own spell, detaching 2 so that we can attach the Saronir. Are we for real? And that? Whoa! Wait a minute. That was big brain as hell. That was big brain as hell. Wait, that was crazy. So, so now basically our opponent is basically hand looped themselves. We still have basically all the same interruption except for the Gone Wild. That was really, really good. Yo, shout out B-Dude. That was actually super clean. Super clean. Okay, going for a Lublion here. Lublion search. We're going to go for Magnamud Banish. We're going to trigger our Jam Fever to negate the Magnamud and destroy it. They're going to normal summon an Albaz. We're going to go for our Imperm style effect and make ourselves a Dark Knight Lancer so that we can get our Suck. And they're just going to set in and their turn there. Yeah, that was really good actually. That was dude, honestly super clean. I really like that play you did at the end of your turn with the Bestials. Anyway, moving on. All right, so Moz sent in quite a few replays, as Moz always does for this style of video. This one I was pretty curious about. We already saw Evil Hero Fiendsmith earlier, but this is going to be a bit of a different take on it. We're running the Primite engine as a way to get to Neos using the Roar, which I find very interesting. I'm very curious about the way this plays, honestly. I don't have much to say on it because I'm just kind of bewildered at like the style of deck that this is. Also not running nearly as many hero cards as other builds I've seen. Really just mostly focusing on having, like, it seems a small like evil hero package, access to DPE or whatever using Fusion Destiny, and then, you know, Primite plus Fiendsmith. It does seem good though. It seems really good, just really weird. So I just really want to see this one in action. This one's just super interesting to me. Primite, Evil Hero, Fiendsmith. We really are slopping it up these days in Master Duel, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like all these engines. I think all these engines are pretty sweet. I think Evil Hero is the least cringe of the hero engines, I guess I would say. So here we go, going for Primite Roar, summoning out the Neos. There it goes. And we're going to go for Engraver discard, search the Fiendsmith Tract, activate Tract, search Lurry, discard Lurry. Lurry is going to trigger in the graveyard. We get to special summon it, and then we get to go into a Fiendsmith Requiem. Requiem, summon out the Lacrima. Ah, man, I've said this a couple of times today. And then we get to summon out and go into a sequence. We summoned our Shadow Mist, I think. Search in a Dusted Gold. We get to shuffle back 2 and go into an Aerial Eater. Aerial Eater, dump the Necrom. Necrom, banish from the grave. Okay, that's cool. Summon out the Evil Hero, Dead End Prison. Send to the grave. I don't even know what we sent. Anyway, go for Dark Contract here. Go into a Evil Hero, Inferno Wing, Backfire to search Dark Supremacy. By the way, Dark Supremacy. For the first time ever, heroes have an Omni-Negate card. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, we get to go for Engraver here, shuffle back, and summon back from the grave. Use these two. We can go into a Caesar, activate the Predaplant, and we get to send some materials, make it DPE. Activate our graveyard effect here of... Whoa. That's the Den and Prison effect. No. This one? Yeah, banish this card and 4 other monsters from your grave. We get to set Super Poly, and it locks us into only special summoning hero monsters. But we can fusion monsters that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion. So basically what it's saying is you can summon a evil hero with Super Poly during the opponent's turn. Is basically what the effect is saying. It's worded kind of awkwardly, but yeah, worded kind of awkwardly, I mean. So we have a Omni-Negate card here with this, which is, yeah, pretty interesting. Up to the number of Dark Fusion and spells that mention it in your grave, negate their effects until the end of the turn. So kind of a Desiree effect here. We have Hiking Caesar, DPE, and Super Poly in engine setup with an Ash Blossom in hand. Very, very good board. Our opponent is going 7th Tachyon. Oh my god, Tachyon. We don't see that a lot. So shuffle back the Nibiru here, going for a Lublayan. Lublayan, search the Magnamut. Magnamut, banish. We're going to go for just Caesar, just negate and destroy the Magnamut. We don't want to deal with that. They're going to go for Nebula, summon Nebula, and another one. We're going to go for Super Poly, discard, and make ourselves a evil hero, Neos Lord, the Edge Lord, and we get to suck up our opponent's monster. Well, not really suck it up, just kind of take control of it. Yeah, pretty cool effect on summon to just take control of an opponent's monster. I definitely like that, especially since you're using Super Poly to summon it. Like, that feels kind of evil. Anyway, we get to go now for Roar. Since we have Heroes in the grave, Neos in the grave, we can just remove the Seyfert on normal summon, and we get our DPE effect to come back. We get our Vicious Claws, which I don't even know. What does that do? You special on this card, then if you have a monster that mentions Dark Fusion in your grave, you can destroy a card on the field. Oh, cool. So we popped our opponent's Nebula Dragon just to not deal with it, I guess. That's cute. Anyway, bring back the DPE here. And yeah, as you can see, we've pretty much already cleaned it up. Pretty interesting. I actually don't hate... Yeah, the extra interruption of Roar in the grave was really, really good there as well. Yeah. Good showcase. Good showcase. Really interesting deck. Really weird playstyle. Makes me kind of want to try this playstyle actually for the deck. I feel like, because I'm not really a hero player or anything like that, but this seems a bit more my taste, you know, a bit more build a board, not exactly linear, like kind of an interesting way to play it. I like it. And we're gonna end it on another Moz replay here, and he said he found a way to make Atlantean, Mermail, whatever based. So Coelacanth, Wombo combo, we got some goatee cards in here, we got Penguin Soldier. All right, I'm gonna give it some credence. I think this might be the most based way to play the deck. Probably not the best way, but you know what, we can end it on that. I think that's a good way to end it. You know, if we can see a Penguin Soldier resolve, that'll be a really good video. If we got a Penguin Soldier effect in this deck showcase here, I'll be pretty happy. All right, so we got Dragoons in hand, we got Abyss Shrine, and we're going to start with the Shrine here, discard itself, and the Dragoons to summon Coelacanth, search the Heavy Infantry, discard, summon 4. We get to search again with Dragoons, Surge a Squad. We go for Ice Jade, Gymir, Agrind, go into a White Aura Porpoise, bring back the Leaf Fish sent to the grave, the Abyss Shark, make a Bahamut Shark detach, summon out the La Virtue Dragon, get a Virtue Stream, detach here, we get to add back the Abyss Shark. This is, by the way, this trap like pops 2 basically. We go for Xyz Armor Fortress, search an Armored Shark, use these 2, go into a Marine Cess, Coral Anemone, trigger the Shift here, targeting our White Aura Porpoise. We get to summon out the Abyss Shark, trigger Harpooner, send to the grave to special summon it, go into a Cheng Ying. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, okay, we go into a Neptibus, trigger the Reptolfin, summon from the grave, go into a Penguin Brave. Penguin Brave, trigger Reptolfin, get to set the Penguin Soldier, Leaf Fish effect, banish, shuffle back 3, and we get a draw here, set 2. Okay, so this is a double pop. This, if you guys didn't know, is one of the best cards in all of Yu-Gi-Oh. So essentially what it does is when it's flipped, you get to target 2 cards on the field and return them to the hand. Now the crazy thing is Penguin Soldier can actually target itself, so that you get an infinite resource loop where you flip it and then you bounce itself and an opponent's card to the hand, and you'll just get to bounce cards forever for infinite turns. It's really crazy. You just set it every turn and you basically win the game. And you can even flip it by triggering the effect of Penguin Brave if your opponent activates a monster effect. Really crazy card. Oh, also there's a grind here. It's whatever, some protection effect or some shit. And this one gets to, I guess, search a negate equip spell or whatever. I don't even know if we run it. But yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, oh yeah, we also have Leaf Fish, I forgot. So get back the Leaf Fish here. So we can also just Synchro Summon on opponents from here. They're going to go for their Lightning Storm. No! Super Poly, bro! Lame as hell. Then they're going to go for Kaiman. Cringe as hell, bro. They're going to go for Fadra. Bring back the, again, Roku. We're going to go for, yeah, the, what's the effect? What's it called again? I forget. True. Anyway, we get to pop a card, essentially, is what it is. They make a Bident Dragon. We get to banish it with Cheng Ying. They're just going to scoop it up. We didn't even get to resolve Penguin Soldier. Still a good replay, but I'm disappointed a little bit. Shout out Maz, though, always sending the fire replays. That's enough decks showcased, I think, for one video. Sorry if this wasn't really like a tutorial-ish video. Like, I didn't go into crazy detail, but I hope it was at least useful just to introduce you to different strategies and different applications for the new cards that just came out in the game. Like I said, I'm still adapting to my, my new job and everything, but I think I should be pretty good for like the next set, and I'll be back to kind of doing what you're used to. It's just this month I've been like adjusting, and it's just been really hard, and to adjust again, and just the amount of time I have has been very low. It'll be better for next month as well. So don't worry about that too much. It'll all be back to normal. And yeah, get the merch. Buy the merch. Buy the merch. Please, bro.